If I told you that one of the best fighters in all of DC is a 13-year-old boy, would you believe me? Well, I would like to introduce you to Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne was created by writer Grant Morrison and artist Andy Kubert. He made his first appearance in Batman 655 in September of 2006. He did appear as an infant child in 1987 in the story Batman, Son of the Demon. June of 2009, he would officially appear as Robin in Batman and Robin. Damian Wayne is the fifth Robin in main DC Comics and is the only Robin that is biologically related to Batman. Now, let's start the origin of Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne is the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul. This makes him the heir of the world's greatest crime fighter and its greatest supervillain, Ra's al Ghul. The Al Ghuls have chosen Bruce Wayne to be the successor to the League of Assassins, and this is where the story begins for Damian. In the storyline of Batman and Son, it is revealed that Talia al Ghul drugged Batman to have her way with him in the desert. The fling between Bruce and Talia conceived a child, and Bruce was unaware of this. Talia believed that this child was going to be the perfect heir of the League of Assassins empire. The child was born, and Talia named him Damian. Talia then used the League's scientific resources to speed up the child's aging process, giving Damian the physiology of a 10-year-old boy in less than 5 years. During this time, Damian was raised by Talia and trained by the League of Assassins. Damian was violent, self-important, and learned to kill at a young age. Many times while Talia trained Damian, he would ask, "Who is my father?" Talia would reply, "A man who lives very far away." Then Damian would ask, "How come you have never told me stories about him?" Talia replies, "Now is not the time." Then Damian asks, "Can I meet him?" And Talia says, "When you earn the right." Damian replies, "How do I do that?" Talia says, "There are no easy wins in life. Damian, everything worth having is hard fought. Today's your birthday, my love, and when you beat me in a duel on your special day, that is when you are ready to meet your father." During the years, Damian would continue training with the League of Assassins. Each year on his birthday, he would try to beat his mother, and Talia would continue to beat him. Until his 10th birthday, Damian finally beat his mother, holding a sword over her head. After this, Talia says, "Happy birthday, Damian. You win, I lose. I will now tell you everything about your father as we travel to London." When they get to London, Talia's man-bats have captured Batman. She explains to Batman that she has kept his son from him for 10 years. She also tells Batman that Damian has been trained by her and the masters of the League of Assassins. Confused by all this, Bruce responds, "Boy?" Talia explains that Damian lacks the discipline and needs guidance from a great man. This will allow Damian to become the perfect heir to the Al Ghul Empire. Talia tells Bruce that she is going to return to the mountains and will give them time to get acquainted. The very next thing, Damian walks up to Batman holding a sword and says, "Father, I imagine you taller." Bruce works with Damian and their relationship is very rocky with how aggressive Damian is. Damian was trained to kill at a young age, which troubles the relationship with his father who refuses to kill. Damian meets Tim Drake and sees him as competition. He wants to replace Tim Drake and be his father's sidekick. Tim asks, "Why are you acting like such a jerk?" And Damian says, "Because you do not deserve any of this. You are adopted." Then Damian sucker punches Tim Drake off the T-Rex in the Batcave. He decides to make his own Robin costume with Jason Todd's old tunic and different kinds of League of Assassins gear and find his father and fight by his side. Damian finds Batman and Batman asks where Robin is. Damian says, "He quit, father. There is a new Robin now." Batman knows this cannot be true and finds Tim on the floor of the Batcave. Tim was bloody and beaten up, but would be okay. Bruce then has a talk with Tim explaining how Damian was raised, saying he was raised by an international terrorist in his grandfather's League of Assassins. Damian truly wants to be Batman's sidekick and help with the war on crime. Damian wants even more Bruce's approval. How Damian was raised, he lacks compassion, common sense, and even social behavior. Damian feels in order to get his father's acceptance, he has to kill any rivals. Now we are going to fast forward to the events of Final Crisis, where Batman supposedly died. Dick Grayson, then known as Nightwing, was given the option to take over as Batman. At this time, Damian has been taken under the care of Alfred. Alfred argued with Dick, saying Damian should be allowed to live up to his father's name. But Dick was going through his own personal struggles because he never felt he could live up to the Batman name. Jason Todd shows up and tries to take the Batman mantle by force, starting a fight with Dick, Tim, and Damian. They defeat Jason Todd, and then Dick finally decides he needs to become Batman. Dick doesn't think he can still live up to the name of Batman, but knows someone needs to be him. At this time, Tim Drake decides it is time for him to leave and go solo. Damian received a letter from Bruce. Damian, honor the Wayne name. Your actions define you and the family. Go to the locker beside mine and enter DWR1. You have earned this, Father. Damian opened the locker and discovered the Robin uniform. As Dick Grayson becomes Batman, Damian Wayne becomes Robin. Dick and Damian's relationship at first was very rocky. Damian felt he was the blood of Batman and should take over as the Bat. After some time, Dick and Damian grew to have a brotherly bond, and they continued as a dynamic duo. Later on in Batman Reborn, Bruce Wayne came back as Batman. Damian continued his role as Robin. Powers and abilities. Damian Wayne has no true powers or abilities, but he is a complete badass. Think about it. He was trained by Batman, Dick Grayson, Talia al Ghul, and the League of Assassins. Damian's weapon of choice is his sword. Damian is skilled at mimicking voices and speech patterns by others accurately, as he was able to imitate his father's and Tim Drake's voices in order to bypass the Batcave's voice recognition security systems. Damian is shown to have highly advanced engineering skills, as he was able to complete his father's plans of building a flying Batmobile, the construction of which Alfred described as being an endless source of frustration to Damian's father. Damian is also skilled at archery. He asserted that his training with the League of Assassins, some say they gave him a greater mastery of the bow, even greater than Green Arrow. Driving. He learned to drive at the age of 5. Genius level intellect. Damian has inherited a genius IQ from his father. Investigation. Damian has been trained under the world's greatest detective. He has been able to deduce people's actions as well as solve mysteries with few amounts of data. Martial arts. Trained by the League of Assassins, Damian has stated he knows just as many martial arts as Batman and can use them more effectively. This may be largely overstated comment, but one should not ask for verification. Damian may not be physically tough, but he knows how to control his weight and has stated that he knows 1,000 ways to kill a man. Stealth. Damian was able to sneak into Gotham City and furthermore into the Batcave virtually undetected until he felt necessary. Of all the Robins, Damian may be one of the most silent. Swordsmanship. Damian assaulted both Tim Drake and Bruce Wayne on separate occasions with his sword, apparently the same sword used by Ra's al Ghul. Although Damian no longer uses his sword, he may be unmatched with one if armed correctly. According to Damian Wayne's power and abilities and his influence on the DC universe, I want to give him an 8, but due to his weakness of arrogance, I have to give him a 7.